And hello everybody and welcome to the Refresh Point. My name is Ben and as always I'm joined by my constant co-host Steve. Steve, how is it going?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little sad that the holidays are pretty much over. And we're headed back into the grind. The slow, patient work grind that is going to accompany the first part of the year, but also the grind for Weiss Schwarz.
Yes, that is true, but we can also be happy in a sense. We have now made it 4 seasons into the Refresh Point.
Yep.
This is the first episode of a new year, first episode of a new season, and it's going to be a great time. Ryan has commissioned a more ambitious Oshi No Ko build, somewhat. A lot of news dropped right as we were about to walk into this recording booth, and I'm going to deck therapy right after you shuffle your decks, tap or cut, and we'll get right into the Refresh Point with some breaking news. BCS Barcelona was today.
Yeah,
like a few hours ago.
Yeah, right before this recording.
It's happened. And Bochi the Rock won the tournament.
It's only a matter of time before a deck with a really high floor just manages to use its consistency to just pummel the other decks that are trying to high roll more into submission, and that's pretty much what that deck does.
And yeah, all good. Didn't have probably the accursed discard to draw 3 climaxes happen on a Bochi combo.
I definitely watched my opponent do that during BCS Pasadena, where he pitched a card, checked 3, and added 1, and then triggered a climax. And I was like, well, that's bad.
Yeah, or rather, it probably did happen, but he was able to navigate it.
If you're doing bad in a game, it's still possible to win. It's always possible for your opponent to do even worse somehow. Yeah. So
we do know from some of the stats collecting that is going on in the Weiss community that there was just about 20% of the tournament as Bang Dream players. And the top 4 split of sets is effectively Bang Dream. What is it? Nikkei, Overlord, Azure Lane.
Yep.
It's you rat. I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and what's today? January 4th. The Overlord ain't gonna make it, guys.
How many are gonna be at Duluth?
That 1-1 ain't gonna make it.
How many
Get it out of your system now.
How many are gonna be at Duluth?
I mean, I imagine it'll be a handful, just because there always is. But the problem is that
do you think it
can't be bandwagon?
Are you sure?
I'm sure, and here's how I know I'm sure: is because everyone will see these results and they'll immediately, if they have the deck, they'll pick it up, play it for 5 games, and put it right back where it was, because it's not that kind of deck. You can't just pick it up and play it. It doesn't work that way. Now, it could be that the meta is so supportive of the strategy that it just works, but this is the type of meta.
That doesn't seem as likely though either.
This is the type of meta that allowed this deck to succeed so much in Japan. Initially is kind of a more paced level 3 meta, slow level 2, slow level 3, and that's the kind of meta this deck can thrive in. So I don't know, it's doing very well, and it's not going to keep doing well, because that 1-1 is going to be gone, and when it's gone, you will be quickly pivoting to 8 door as soon as Overlord 3 set drops.
Right.
But yeah, congratulations. The guy who won overcame his Overlord opponent in a rematch. So very cool.
Very cool.
Good finals. I saw kind of a mixed bag in the finals. I also heard some controversy. Apparently there was a Hololive deck that was running some cards that aren't legal in Spain. So
wait, what?
So that Hololive Rushia deck apparently got disqualified.
What?
Despite passing deck check.
What?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What? Did they not get the?
I guess some of the Hololive
summer.
Maybe. I guess some.
That
of the,
seems likely.
Some of those cards aren't legal.
I mean, if it's Mume Rushia, I mean, how much of the summer do you need?
The finisher.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, isn't your finisher Rushia though?
But I mean, the Mume combo, right?
I know.
I don't know. I don't know what
yeah.
I heard some scuttle about it. So if you attended,
you know what? This is fresh. When we're recording this is fresh off the presses.
Yeah.
Cannot be confirmed.
Yeah.
Cannot be confirmed. Speculation all around. We can circle back on it in a future episode.
I definitely heard some rumors. So
unsubstantiated. We'll get back to it. We're not here to commit some malpractice, but that tournament did happen, and that was very cool. Nikkei 2 announced simultaneous release. All 4 languages: Korean, Chinese, Japanese, English.
I think this is the first set for Korea, if I remember correctly. I don't recall any previous Korean sets.
I don't know, and I don't live in South Korea. So, even if there were other sets that were announced in, Korean channels, I would have missed it.
Possibly.
And also, there's a player base there for sure.
For sure.
So,
a massive one.
So, yeah, I mean,
accounts.
it seems likely that if 2 is the first set, then something has come out beforehand.
Right.
But again, did not have the
this is
time
the first
to go
I've
out
heard.
and confirm.
Yeah,
this is the first time. For sure, it's the first time that it's been, I don't know, feels like that it's been like really, at the very least, all 4 languages at once.
Yeah.
This is like
unheard of. Yeah.
Definitely first time I've heard of that. So.
Yeah. So China's been getting some Chinese exclusive sets. They got the Atelier set. They got Persona 5 X announced. They got Fate Unlimited Blade Works announced with new effects. I've heard. They've been getting sets for a little while now, and so but this is the first of our massive simul releases, all languages. We'll see if they can pull it off. Big if maybe, but
big if maybe. Also, in terms of new announcements, we got a new Bunko set announced. There's some Goblin Slayer support coming in, some Don Machi support coming in, and I literally looked up the franchise immediately before and then forgot it. But it's
Elaine.
Is it just like Witch Girl Elena or Elaine?
Yeah, I don't recall, but I do recall hearing some talk about witch hat SPs. So
yeah, it's time. The Journey of Wandering Witch, the Journey of Elena.
There you go.
And so, I just saw in a random Discord just like a rapid fire 5 in a row, 6 in a row, want to buy Elena SPs. Big dumb witch hat supremacy incoming.
Yeah, so this is
Here
GA Bunko. Not familiar with all of their properties, but they did announce that they are getting a set in Weiss Schwarz. So this is their 20th anniversary, I believe. So, there's your GA Bunko set on sale Friday, June 12th, 2026.
All right. And with that, it's time to do some ambitious deck building. Ba-boom. What? So, Ryan, hit us up in the DMs. We have got a list. Also, not for nothing, catching up, he went 6-2 with our recommended Stock Soul Gate Himeno top end. Even beat the Win Choice Slime player along the way. Just kind of unlucky X2 bubble out. But that was, in fact, better than both of us. So, Godspeed to you. You clearly rocked it better than we did that day.
For sure. That was not my best hour. But
no, not my best tournament either. But congratulations on your run. And also, all good. No worries. It's time to do a little ambitious deck building. We have here a Oshi No Ko 2 list with the level 1 Kana combo. Kana combo?
It is Kana.
Kana combo. Into a new level 3, what is it? What's her name? Ruby combo. With, something of an interesting effect. So, if you don't know, there's a new choice top end. Place the stage, drop to 2, discard 1 card. Experience 6 on attack. If you have the choice climax, discard 2. And you have another character. Burn 2. If that damage is canceled, burn 2.
Yeah, so this is vaguely reminiscent of the Spy Pants combo of similar feel, except instead of burn 3, burn 1, it is burn 2, burn 2, which...
And also, if you see that it's on choice, you might be tricked into thinking, hey, this looks a little bit like Imu Otori from Project Sekai, where it's swing on cancel, burn, then on cancel, burn 3 each. But it's not.
Yeah, so it's in that same vein of these type of finishers where we get repeat packets based on cancel, but it's not purely off of cancel. We get an initial burn 2, and then we get a repeat burn 2 if that doesn't stick. So I like burn 2 better than I like burn 3, burn 1, but very similar sort of flavor. The biggest difference, of course, being that this is infinitely easier to triple. Because we get draw 2, ditch 1 on play, we don't have to go through nearly as many chicaneries to get the cards to work.
And also, 8 plussing triggers, and also, you're running a good 1 combo. But it is a little bit neutered, because we're not playing the kind of set designed climax combo configuration, right?
Yeah.
We're not playing the Akane top end, thus we cannot run the Mill 5 Brainstormer that bounces back the middle card to hand sometimes.
Yeah, so we'll be using the Ruby Brainstorm from set 1. A perfectly serviceable card, and probably would be the Brainstorm of choice for many sets. But it turns out when you have an even more pushed Brainstormer than this, you run that. But this will be the Brainstorm for every deck that is not that, including all the choice varietals. So it's on Climax, sometimes we'll get free souls, and then Brainstorm Salvage.
Absolutely. And so, interrogating this deck list idea, all things considered, it's fine. We've traded a finisher that is a little bit spin the wheelie, you know. You think that it should work 60% of the time, it works every time, but, you know, we've seen some horror shows. Weiss Schwarz is a game. It is a card game of all time, and this finisher promises to lay down right on top. At the very least, probably, given kind of all the mechanics that exist to serve into it, Marine, but slightly better.
Yeah, so I think we're getting basically 6 packets with the potential for 9. So, we're trading ceiling for floor here. We're giving up the overwhelming whirlwind slam that can come from the blue finisher, and we're trading it for a more consistent but less overwhelming type of finisher. Now, this set is absolutely lousy with on cancel finishing, including the choice finisher from set 1 and the new finisher from set 2. So, and this finisher as well, which also has a type of on cancel burning. So, one of the things you have to be cautious with whenever dealing with these type of finishers is defensive counterplay is magnified against these type of finishers, where you lose not just the first packet, but you lose the second packet as well. This one sort of mitigates that by front-ending the auto damage into the on cancel portion of it pre-attack step, so it doesn't matter if your opponent's playing a money counter, burn counter, or something like that. You'll still be able to get the initial packets through, maybe. So that's good. Looking at this specific list, I like most of it. There's parts of it that are strange. The most strange is kind of this level 3 configuration. There's a lot of good level 3s in this set, and we're running just all of them. So we do need a higher than average level 3 count because we are going to be need experience 6. So because we need experience 6, that means we're going to have to incorporate either 2 3s or a handful of other cards. We have double bounce, which is good. If your set has that available, you should probably run that. And then we have a fistful of early plays, both the yellow and red. One of these is a lot easier to play than the other. One requires 2 or less climaxes. One just requires a full field. And then we have a climax getter support, where we can kill one of the characters on stage to get a climax. And then we have the event, which also can get a climax and can do some other stuff if you have a whole bunch of money.
Either put this into your stock or give a character on attack pay 4, or no, it's sorry, you pay 4 and then you give a character on attack burn 3.
Right.
So
yeah, so probably can't do that very often, if ever, but it's there. I think maybe we could consolidate some of these mechanics. I don't hate this event. It's fine, but I'm not sure how we're supposed to ever have it with 1 copy and no real way to grip it. We've got some check X and check 3 and those type of things. One of the early play healers is check 3 instead of healing, so you can check into it that way. And then your finisher is draw 2 and discard 1, which feels like you should be able to draw into a climax in the top 9, hopefully.
Hey. We talked about this before. I played Karako. You remember?
Yeah. I don't know that we need all of these climax getting mechanics.
All of the mechanics, maybe not.
Yeah, we might be able to trim off one of these.
But the thing is, some of them are earlier mechanics, and looping that early Kana combo is probably one of the most important things you can do for this deck.
Sure.
Like, you just want to do it.
Yeah.
It is one of those decks that every turn possible, what you want to do is slam the door and check for cards.
Yeah, I mean, and not for nothing, we do get the rearrange on attack if we check into a 2 or higher with this check 4. So that's probably adding some influence to some of the card selection. So yeah, there's that. I think also you'll just have to pick your spots. I think if you do it once during a combo turn and you check into it, you see the triggers, then that can kind of inform your whether you want to keep trying to check into it with future combos, which is fine. I like that fine. Deck is very bottom and top heavy, so we got 22 zeros and then 11 threes. So not a lot in the center of the deck. We've got a few level 2 cards kind of just to round out the experience profile and to produce some utility mechanics. We've got like a anti-early counter, we have a unreversed to memory counter, which I'm not sure we need. And then we also get this excellent 2-1 that's like, if it's in the center, it's 12k, and then whenever you play it, you can look for climaxes, which again, we have a lot of ways to get climaxes, which I mean, that's good. You'll never not have them. Our only level 1s are the combo and then a level safety where we can do a level swap. I think there's a level 0 card.
There is, and he's playing one of it where it's pay 1. What is it?
It's like a check 4 for a level 1 or
pay
higher.
1, swap this into your level, and then look for a 1 or higher.
Yeah, which is tricky to do because it's a level 0, and swapping it into our memory is complicated.
But yeah.
Or into our level is complicated. That might disrupt part of the experience condition, so maybe that's not a good card to be.
It's also like in the choice like the choice decks, it's kind of like a 2 of 3 of, I feel like I remember seeing. In here it's a 1 of, so also can be difficult to kind of slam into there. But again, there are a lot of ways to get climaxes into hand in this deck. There is the what is it? There, like, we can swap a card from clock if it gets penaltied. We can We just sack a guy to search for a climax on a 0 that we can Rico for, not for nothing. Wait.
That's just a swap with the deck.
Yeah, we can. Or is that a swap?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a swap with the deck.
So we have 2 swaps, then that's fine.
Yeah, we
But,
have swap
like,
with
still-
we have swap with the deck and swap with the waiting room.
Uh-huh.
Because they printed the swap onto a
clean cut? Yeah, nice. Sick. Cool.
I'm pretty sure
We have we have both kinds of helmets. Where
Yeah.
we have a helmet from waiting room that mills 3, the GGO profile, very cool. Not for nothing, it's very cool. But and we also have the helmet from deck where you kill this, or sorry, you put this into the bottom of your deck, sack a guy from your hand. Sorry, discard a card from your hand, put this card to the bottom of the deck, search for a card.
Yeah, it's like the search helmet.
Yeah.
I think is what people call that. But
And so at the end of the day, it's kind of like fistful of one-ofs that are all intent on making the game plan work better. And then 4-ofs or 3-ofs of some of the main pieces, right? Where it's like the only 4-ofs is like 4 of one combo, 4 of finisher, 4 of like memory, Fuku-Zero, and 3 of a Ricky. Pretty much.
yeah,
And 4 of like the memory JC, where it's like trigger twice and then like put the top stock back.
yeah, it's like a fake twin drive, and then it can go to memory to JC.
Yep.
It's a fine card. I think the 0 lineup is okay. We do have a few tech cards here that are meant for very specific scenarios in terms of like selecting. So select from clock, select from select from decks, select from waiting room. We also have free fresh. The clock swap has free fresh built into it. Pay one, ditch one, which is pretty cheap as free freshes go. So I mean that's a nice, I guess, utility mechanic to bolt onto a card that probably can just be slammed in a lot of circumstances. Maybe this Rico should be higher. We do have a whole lot of one-ofs that we want, and maybe if you ran more copies of that, you could draw into it more readily.
Yeah, playing so many 1-of 0s that you kind of want in specific scenarios does kind of inform that maybe you want more Ricos than average. You also have like poor selection in general, right?
Yeah.
You're running a check 4 combo.
Yep.
And
We can select a little from the waiting room. That's about it.
Yeah.
And we have basically this clock swapper, and we got some helmets. So we can get from the waiting room, but our deck getting is pretty weak. So obviously this is a flood the waiting room type deck because we have 4 of the memory Fuka. We have the excellent Aqua Ricky, or however you want to phrase that. Clock,
yeah,
clock from the waiting room nonsense.
Yeah, the Aqua Ricky
or empowered. Nah, not Aqua.
I like yeah.
It's just like
the Weiss jargon strikes again.
Yeah,
We've now got an actual character named Aqua that has an actual more Ricky-like effect. So now what do we do with Aqua Ricky from Hololive?
Yeah. So it's one of those bottom of clock Rickies.
It's a Ricky. It clocks from waiting room to bottom of clock.
Yeah, which is great.
It is not an Aqua Ricky, as in the on death pay 1, clock yourself, check 2, add all characters.
Yeah. We kind of ran into the weeds there because they gave 2 characters very similar names, but.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, it's just that we end up tripping on the terminology.
Yeah. True.
But that should ease your experience conditions, since you get to choose the card that's going to be into the level zone, basically. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I think I would like to see maybe a couple less 1-ofs and a little more consolidation in some of these areas. Like, I think you got to run 2 of this 2-1 that goes in the center. Like,
he's a very good tool for dismantling boards, and also a thing that's not here even though there's some amount of blue from the Riki.
There's very little.
There's some amount. There's like there's a level 1 Aqua Rico that's like played in the comeback gate list.
Yeah.
That's not played here, obviously, because you don't have that much blue. But that also helps. In that list, it helps with the board deconstruction. And I'm curious if this list might, run into some more issues with it, which could be alleviated by more consistently getting to that red Kome.
Yeah,
the 2-1.
Yeah, the red 2-1 is very good at anchoring the board, which is an important concept in the current meta, where you kind of need to be able to just get over on people to keep the game stable. You need to continue to force your opponent to make meaningful decisions in the game, and the harder that becomes, the worse off you're going to be, because you can quickly find yourself taking like odd chunks if you have to run it in. It hurts your compression because it opens you up more to taking those big hits and then making the game really disruptive. So without usually yellow was playing Memcho before. If you're not going to play Memcho, then you're going to need something to cast at level 2 to kind of flatten out the board. We do have some good early plays that have decent power. The problem with one of them is it bounces back to your hand. So that can also open you up to getting hit with some chunks. So I think that there's some possible problems like orienting all of that. You'll have to play it a little bit and see how it feels, but you may end up swapping that memory back up for something else, just because the 3-2 early play, the red one at least, you kind of want it to keep bouncing back to your hand so you can keep getting repeat heals off of it.
And not only just repeat heals, it helps you pay for
for
your top end.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Your top end is purely discard.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, once you're like 6 to 8 stock, you kind of, get on the finishing train and get down to business, right? And so I feel like it's possible, not that it is like literally 80-90% consistent, but it feels really possible to have like a 60-70 consistency on triple of this thing.
Yeah, I think it's very tripleable. You just have to, when you play a combo that's check 4 add 1, I am telling you that in deck 2 you really cannot go crazy, because you will cut your own head off in the process of trying to get the pieces and parts that you need to win the game. So you definitely want to conserve your sculpts as you go forward in the game. You need to be picking up 3s with your specific sculpts, because you're not going to be able to, trying to combo into them is a fast way to find yourself taking way more damage than you want. And Rico for a 3 is really tough without any kind of checking.
Yeah, and it's actually an interesting thing where more commonly now, I feel like I see people asking whenever like they watch me play the game, sometimes playing certain sets, or just kind of like spectating people in like general practice, where it might even be my first level 1 combo turn and I'll sculpt a 3, just one copy, and we're like, is that right? Shouldn't you get like a 1 or a 0 or something? I'm like, no, because when you have specific sculpting and you're unsure whether the specific sculpting will ever come back, it's important to consider that you also want to finish the game at some point. And it could be that kind of angle of like, I'll play, who knows, like Batman is not specific if it's a low power deck. Like if I'm playing Review, or if I'm faffing around on GGO, you could argue that you could get away with it in the sense that it has more helmets kind of incorporated into its game plan, but even so, it's an important idea to have the finisher 1 copy at least early, because what you don't want to get caught doing is don't have the climax at 2, don't hit a brainstorm, you only have 1 copy, you have no sculpting, swing, it's all clean. Maybe you take, now you're at 3, you're gambling on getting your finisher. And like, if you didn't sculpt any finishers in your first combo turn or second combo turn, especially if you get to a second combo turn and you can sculpt the finisher and you don't, that you're just asking for it then.
Yeah, and the other thing that's worth remembering is that it is contextual based on the finisher's ability on play. It's easier to tolerate it if your finisher is like check 3, add 1, or draw 2, ditch 1. You have the possibility of pulling yourself into something that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. But if your finisher is heal, you really have to consider when you're adding cards to your hand at what point you are going to add them. And
it could be very early.
Yeah.
And that can be okay.
Yeah, as long as you need to keep your hand playable. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
But if it's already playable and you're looking to the future, like if your only adds to hand are from brainstorms and you have a level 1 combo that's check 4, add 1, and maybe you have one other tool to add cards to your hand from somewhere, then you should sculpt important cards when they present themselves, especially if your hand's already good enough. Like if you have a 4-card playable hand and you're sculpting for your level 1 triple combo turn, sculpting 3s is not out of order here. Particularly if you have a way to unbrick the hand if it becomes too top heavy, like you have Rico. So if you're already staring at a Rico, adding a 3 isn't a big deal because it'll go into a known area where you know where it is later if you can't tolerate holding it. And the worst thing it could be is there whenever you trigger choice, comeback, whatever, right? And put it right back. So I think that's an important part of this. Also, they have a yellow early play that might not be out of order here in the current meta.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's -1 level if your opponent has a level 3 on board. And it's not in this deck list. It's experience 6, which you're already going to be gunning for anyway.
Right.
Your experience 6 is 5,000 power and no backups and no events and pitch to heal to stock.
Hey, that removes an Alice right there.
That's a 14,000 power and a 1-stock healer.
That is a guaranteed Alice removal.
Yeah, no backups.
Easy.
So, I don't hate this card. I honestly, I might like this one better than the yellow one that's in there now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I want to play the red one if the game stays normal. Like, we're just trying to, like, plus keep our hand up, keep our HP down. But, like, if our opponent starts bullying us with early plays, we can punch back. And for 1 stock, that's not a bad trade. So,
yeah, I feel like
it also works against
being a stock healer as a response level 3 is not something that I feel like I've seen super often either. It feels pretty primo.
It's an uncommon profile in the sense that this is not a common early play condition that's given anymore. It frequently will have this sort of removal text. Like you see this with the red 3 that comes from Avatar, where they're like...
Yeah, and Review has actually the same thing, where it's like, they have a level 3, I have a level 3, mine has power, no backup, so die.
Yeah.
But here's the difference. This one lets you heal.
Yeah, for 1.
Crazy word.
Yeah. So, for 3 stock, we can get heal 2, remove a guy, bounce a guy back to hand. That seems pretty okay to me. So, that might be a swap worth entertaining if you find that... Like, we have other ways to get climaxes. We don't need this check 3. And, I think this card is pretty nasty. So... Fighting for the board is kind of an important concept in the current meta, so I would definitely take a look at that as a possible swap that's worth making.
Absolutely. So because this is an ambitious deck build, which one of us is taking it? You want to play it? You want me to play it? What are we thinking? Who's playing?
I'm up for it. I can do either way.
Okay.
You're the captain.
All right. I'm the captain. All right, let's say you could take it and you can get a little bit of time in experimenting with how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't know how ambitious you think of it in comparison to the iconic deck, but you might get new opinions on it after playing it. And, you know, I don't think you know what you want to play for Worlds yet anyway.
Nope, that's true.
So yeah,
I know it's not going to be Overlord, boys.
that's real and true. So yeah, you know what, Steve? I'll let you take this away. Push it to the limit and see where you wanna land up with this.
Yeah, I think there's a few people that have this set, so it should be doable.
All right. So there's our ambitious deck building for the day. Kind of. We're now entering. You know what? I'll pull up some new music for this bit. This is my deck therapy. Where Duluth is coming up, and I don't know what I'm gonna play.
So, for those of you at home, today is Sunday, January 4th. Duluth is the 17th.
Duluth is the 17th.
So we've got about a little less than 2 weeks to lock in on something, and I'm here to provide the Socratic method of helping somebody logic their way into something.
Yeah, logic is a strong word.
Yeah.
What if I don't want to use logic?
That's the thing. As many players don't.
I might be one of them. This is true.
I'm worried that may be true. But that's why I'm going to lead the conversation
Okay.
in a way to where
All right.
you'll have to at least explain to me why this is not a good idea.
All right, well, then lead the conversation.
Why can't we put the Muron in the bag, man? Why can't we put the Muron in the bag? It's the meta for it. Look at all these clown shows trying to do stuff. Just put down 3 Murons and laugh at them and be like, I don't care what your deck does. It doesn't matter. Oh, you blow up the board. Ooh, you have big guys. Ooh, I have big guys. I have counters. I sculpted them. Last turn.
Yeah, true.
Lose all your board or die trying.
Yeah, real and true.
And then I take that 3/2 that's in the backstage that taps people down. I fucking hook that guy into the center stage, remove him as well, and along with any hope you had of winning this game. GG, well played. I like slime in the meta. It's so good. The door.
Yeah.
Door.
Any
Any door. I don't care. Any door.
You don't care. Any door.
Probably the search door for consistency purposes.
Sure.
But I think a comeback. Excuse me. Comeback. Rimuru comeback. Probably.
Right. Yeah.
But realistically, either will work. I think because. First, no one's expecting the other one, and so they're even more willing to greed for backstage characters. Second, like these Bang Dream cringers who put 2 rainstorms in the back so they won't trigger climax is bad news. Lose both of them.
Yeah, real and true. Yeah, real and true.
Or anytime a Nikkei deck doesn't manage to draw into its climaxes and you can blow up those zeros, that feels really satisfying.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Probably a lot less likely, but I think that deck is really, really, really suited for the meta. Because
this is true.
It's a bunch of decks that want to fight at level 2, but you fight stronger than they do, for cheaper usually, and sculpt better backups than they do, sculpt in general better than they do, and can't be chosen. So it doesn't matter what they do. Overlord just has to abandon all hope in that matchup. I need to know what's wrong with comeback gate slime that we just can't run that.
I feel like I agree with the sentiment that a lot of the strength from slime, especially into the current meta, where it's not super turbo, and we are kind of trying to slow down a little bit, is that you're trying to recombo. And that, if you only get the 1 Muron turn, it can be rather difficult to, like, right now, it is less likely that you will have triple.
Yeah.
And it is less likely that you will get multiple gates, where it's like you are running comeback gate, so you're not especially triggering gates back into your hand as much.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And you, like, you have to get it, right? And then if you don't get, like, a thing that would happen, like, more often than I would like to admit when play testing it, will be like, I get a single Muron turn and it's double, then I don't draw a gate, and I miss the brainstorm. Now the sculpting is like more cooked than it's ever been, because I only had 2 searches to sculpt in the first place. I didn't get a defensive counter because it was in my waiting room. Great, I'll kill myself. Then I question marks. I have a board, I swing 3 times. I don't have a defensive counter. They like proc their finisher, I die on the spot. Like,
yeah.
You know,
it's always a risk.
It's always a risk, but I feel like it's one that you're inviting more and more often as we no longer can reasonably play like gate builds, right? Where like either you're playing a level 0 without a good 1-0, really, or at least not as good as a 1-0 idea anymore, or you're playing check 4 on a 4K.
I mean, we can't play 8 gate, right?
Yeah.
There's no 8 gate builds.
Yeah.
So,
it's
just not.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could play an 8-gate build in the sense that it has the same consistency of getting triple Muron as comeback, and that it doesn't. Nobody has it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Is double Muron consistent sculpt good enough?
I think so.
For 1 turn, and then let's say you whiff the gate. Is that good enough?
I think
That's
so.
like a real question.
I think so.
Because you only get to sculpt 2 cards in that search.
Yeah, but you should probably have already sculpted some other cards before that, right?
That's true.
Like, the draw of the Rimuru comeback is that we get 3 sculpts.
Ideally, yes.
And so, if we get 3 sculpts off of that, then if we don't get triple Muron, then we definitely have double Muron. Because we have additional sculpts, like specific sculpts, because we have Veldora, we have Pitch Climax to salvage.
Yep.
On a reasonable profile.
Yep.
And so we can, and drop search on the level swap.
Yep.
So we could get it. Now, you could also increase the consistency of it even further by running like additional tools like whatever 3 rules Rimuru, like lots of stuff.
Yeah. And I was playing it with the 3 rules Rimuru.
Yeah. I'm not as huge of a fan of 3 rules Rimuru just because of the timing of it and the cost of it.
Right now, sure.
But I will say, I think that if your level 1 combo is search, your biggest problem is not getting the cards. It's having the right deck speed to manage the situations where you open really poorly without just taking a metric fuckload of damage.
For sure, yeah.
So that's kind of the risk with running those type of combos, but it's always going to be a risk. There's no way to fully mitigate that. So, I'm a fan. Now the Millen build is obviously much higher risk. Your ads are much weaker. Your sculpting is much weaker. So so obviously there's a trade-off there, right? You're trying to weaken your opponent and weaken yourself and hope that they are even more weakened than you are. So and to punish greedy play or like clean cuts or these type of things where it's like you thought you were going to get these pluses, well, fuck off, now you're not. And so there's several clean cuts sitting around in the meta. There's several decks that like to fill the stage with characters. So there is something to be said about that. But I think it's a decent ask. Like, as a person who hates this deck with the utmost intensity. I have emotional bias that's probably leaning into this a little bit.
There is certainly.
But I think that the meta is well suited for it. And especially if you believe that like as your overlord increases, right? And your like Hull 8-buy and stuff like this.
Sure. Yeah.
Like as those decks increase in popularity, this deck becomes better and better as a choice because your risk to reward ratio just becomes so much better over time that you don't care if they fight back, and they have to fight back. It's like, I'm going to put these 13 5s in front of you, and you're going to have to fight back right now, or you're going to lose everything. And if you lose everything, it'll only get worse.
And true, with Hololive 8-buy in the meta, it's never been funnier to play a Ricky and bounce Luna straight back to their fucking hand.
Yeah, I mean, then there's obviously like niche counterplay in there.
Yeah. Here and there,
plus
here
6
and
souls counter, very, very good against Dolores. Very, very good against Nikke because they struggle to win outside of vanillas. So that's basically just money counter with more text. Or you were dead anyway with more text.
yeah. I was already dead. Like,
nothing about this was winnable.
Yeah. Pull out the Hokuto no Ken like quote, and it was like, I was like, you know,
pretty much.
So yeah,
I kind of dig that deck.
That's valid. Yep.
But what we've been cooking, or what you've been cooking recently, is a whole bunch of the podcast's most well-known Weiss Schwarz set, Review Starlight.
Yeah, and as Steve said on one of those Discord calls, all of my playtest opponents have made Review Starlight look good.
True.
Where it's just like
these guys are making this deck look unstoppable.
But it's really not. So there's an idea of like I just want to win with Review, where it's like it's real and possible, right? And there's some like there's some emotional aspect to it where I'm already I don't know, like there's an emotional aspect where I'm already committed to flying to Japan.
Right.
So it's not like this is like, I think the first year that this happened, right?
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of different like ideas about it. I had number 1, not won fucking anything. Number 2, if I win, this is a trip to Japan. Number 3, like hype, like let's get it. And right now, I'm just sitting here like, where it's like, I like want to try to make a Review thing win almost a little more than like just put the Miron in the bag, which from the like the previously noted like, you know, weaknesses and consistency, it still does not feel like it's not like an in the bag thing at all. And even earlier this season, like already experienced like enough of it even in a tournament where it's like, you know, you do everything as right as you can and like don't block at 2 and your finishing is weak and you're like, all right, well, I have, because that's even the thing, you don't even have guaranteed double Shion all the time anymore, where it's like maybe you're indexing on the sculpt of like you have a double Miron sculpt, so it's plus 6 soul counter and a Shion, you can't draw into the other one, so you have single Shion. And maybe you had to cash out the plus 6 soul counter to live. And now, like, our finishing is really weak now, right? Where your finishing isn't even double Shion. It isn't even Shion Benny. It's Shion. 1 Shion. And vanilla swings into open lanes. Because, you know, you still have Miron. But, yeah, like, they'll live. But, like, you know, like, yeah, you'll just be like, okay, well, I have to really hope my shitty finishing wins. And like maybe it doesn't, and then I'll just off myself. You know.
Yeah, there is that to be said.
And I don't know. I hate having the weaker finishing right now in general. Like skipping 2 and having to play shitty finishing has never felt so horrible.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the meta right now is the player that gets advanced too quickly is put to significant disadvantage. But
what if I gambled, Steven?
The thing is that there are some parts of Review Starlight that I really don't mind, and I think are very good.
Sure.
There are other builds that I hate and wish they would never prosper.
Yeah. All right, what do you hate and wish would never prosper?
Anything that's standby, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to like standby gate, but it just looks horrible from every point before 3.
Yeah,
At
that's
every
still correct.
point leading up to level 3 is horrible.
Yeah.
8 standby, obviously horrible. Don't even consider it.
It's, yeah.
The
it's just for
clear high floor deck. Okay, let's get this out of the way now. The clear high floor deck of this set, and if you were being rational and reasonable and you wanted to take the deck with the greatest possibility of success, you would take comeback. You would take Gate Comeback.
Yes.
Gate Comeback is the deck. That's the deck with the most consistency, with the highest floor. It has the most do the normal thing in Weiss Schwarz type deck. It has some cuteness to it. You get to look at the top of your deck. You get to look at the top of your opponent's deck. Very cute. Very, very good. Right? But the deck with the highest ceiling, the Psycho deck, the deck that will absolutely delete you from very, very far away, is the 8-choice deck, which has many problems, weak deck speed, and questionable mid games, but very explosive on the top end, very good level 1 combo, very strong like 0 to 1 transition play, just a nice deck to play if you want to incinerate your opponent from like 2-5. That's where the tension in the matchup, the choice becomes. It's like high floor versus high ceiling.
And then I have on the offer slightly lower ceiling, slightly higher floor. The choice Gate build.
Yeah. Which I hate.
Which you hate.
Icy Tail on reverse sounds like the worst thing that could possibly be run in the meta right
it's
now.
8 cards. I'm gonna mill 16. Surely it'll just work, right, guys?
We have to have something to reverse.
I have a spawner.
Yeah.
I have a guy that lets me bounce back one of my own guys.
Right.
On attack. So I can kill them with a thing, back off one of my guys, crash this fucking 500 into something else, clear the whole board, have a giraffe in front. Fuck it, whatever.
Okay. And then your power.
And my power?
Yeah.
It's like, so 11,
Big, right?
11, 12, 14 with the assist. 14, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's big.
It's big, yeah. And then if we get rest countered, we were gonna get rest countered anyways.
True.
Yeah, that's the life.
I'm not gonna propagate on reverse finishing as a viable strategy in Weiss Schwarz.
Real and true. So,
but
what I think is actually the thing that would be cool to marry is like maybe just constructing a level 0 game for the comeback gate or the gate comeback build that feels better. Because when I like playing any choice build, what I actually like is the 0 lineup.
yeah.
That's what I actually like.
Yeah.
It's not that I specifically love any of the combos. It's that the 0 lineup feels robust.
I think the problem is that many of the very good zeros and
They're all the wrong color.
They're
And
all
like
yellow.
and even the mid
Or
game.
green.
Yeah. Even the mid game itself, where like you have Card Titan in the pool of cards.
And
You
the
have this
2/1.
2/1
Yeah.
that like will kill a guy and then pay for itself immediately.
right.
It's in green.
Yeah.
So like yellow green ends up like getting away with the nicest kind of like you know
non-combo
pieces in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. The
And
biggest
that's
problem.
all of the wrong color.
Yeah, while there are some very good zeros in blue, the biggest thing holding this set back is the god-awful red zeros. They're just horrid. There's like 3 workable ones sandwiched with 30 pieces of garbage, and meanwhile outclassed greatly by most of the yellow zeros and a lot of the green ones. So I don't disagree that the non-combo
and that's the thing too, because that's what saves it in JP is that like half of the green and yellow tech cards have been reprinted in red, like as promos.
Yeah.
So cooked.
So that's the classic Bang Dream dilemma. Where
Yeah.
A bunch of our playable promo cards don't exist, so unlucky.
Yeah, for sure.
So
But,
yeah, if you said you were gonna take 8 choice, review, I would. Sure, man. Like
Just
it's
sure,
worse.
man.
It's worse than TSK. It's worse.
Yes.
But Weiss Schwarz is often played with your heart,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not with
true.
your head. So if the set you top with is more important than topping it itself, then I mean, who am I to argue with that? If there was a Sword Art list that I could play, I would play it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bushiroad made sure that was not going to happen.
That's the thing. I don't know. It's like, it feels so annoying because, like, and just, like, playing, like, that, it's such a degenerate, like, group of cards. Even with, like, looping in that new card that's, like, discard to bounce a guy back into your hand on attack. Like, I tried it in desperation at the start for, like, maybe this is a better thing to discard for standby builds. Right. But, like, the funny thing is, it fucking clock bonds to the 4K that has +1 soul in middle position for old Weiss Schwarz reasons.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just made the degeneracy of, like, the choice builds, like, even more so, where I'm like, alright, can slam you with this 3 soul attack, bounce it, like, spawn it with this guy, bounce it back to my hand even, I'll do it again. You know, or it's just like, or like clean cut the 4K back so I can hit you with it next turn after you've killed my clean cut already.
Yeah, the combination of clean cut 4K and like the classic sort of lineup for
and the giraffe
and the giraffe.
Like, we love cheating.
Yeah, and then the problem
twin drive. Like, we've never been so back with like just a group of very feels good zero mechanics.
Yeah, the other thing is that a lot of the back row and utility zeros are blue. Yeah. So the Brainstorm is blue, the Fuka is blue. So we've got some like blue pieces that we can run so that we can incorporate a third color for the stock swap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lineup here that looks reasonable. And on its face, the only problem is you have weak deck speed.
Yeah, and that's why I run 3 of the pay 2 free fresh right now.
Yeah.
So I can always
Which is a horrid idea.
Yeah, it just goes into stock whenever they play Climax. So
I will say that part of the reason that makes this deck so gambly and dangerous is sending a whole bunch of your front row characters away whenever you're about to take damage.
Yeah.
So might need to pace ourselves with those type of mechanics. But
true.
There's a reasonable deck here for sure. It's unfortunate that red is so horrid. It's just unfortunate.
It's like, and it is kind of like being able to play the green pieces in a mid game, like just having access to those tools feels nice. Yeah. Where I'm like, you have Alice, I'll just remove that for a stock. Great, cool.
Yeah. The other thing we can talk about a little bit and why we can't do it.
Sure.
Is choice comeback. And
yeah,
the reason we can't do choice comeback is purely the zero game. There's no red there. And so you would have to really top load the red.
Yeah, you just have to, I mean, even in gate comeback already, you just level red.
Yeah, but
from like your 2-1 or something.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that it has to come from a higher level card.
Yeah.
And that can be a very discomforting feeling heading into the mid game.
Yeah, true.
Where we want to have red cards and we don't want to level them. We want to just have them.
But that's also the thing, because you're playing red, you have to play blue. So now you also leave the green mid game tools that we were just talking about.
Right.
Where it's kind of like,
they're competing now, right?
They're competing now, right? Well, you can't play. There's no justifying it. You need blue, you need red, you need yellow now because you're playing choice level 1. I guess you are playing a green Ricky, not for nothing, but it's deck slots. The comeback package is so much. You need the finisher, the other finishing thing, the Hikari, the 2-1, the event. It's too many slots now. You're not going to be able to fit in those mid-game easing pieces. And while there are level 3s now in the format, it's like Nikkei. And so whenever you field the 2-1 Karen, 3-1 killer, or like 2-1 killer, you know, if you don't draw into a door, then yeah, you just paid 1 to remove Alice. And then that's just another resource, right?
Yeah, it's like a 13k or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's
you can even be countered.
Yeah.
It's possible to get countered. Possible that they construct like a Rosanna Sin board that like you just can't scale it anyways.
Yeah, like you can't get over.
Yeah.
I agree that the red playing red adds like a level of burden to if you're gonna play the comeback finisher, it does add a burden to the deck that is a lot of deck slots, and so that's the primary reason why we can't choose to play choice comeback, simply because there's just not enough room to fit all these pieces plus all these pieces.
Or rather, you can choose to do it, but again, like now this is the mid game. Sorry, this is the low tier, mid tier deck building Torment Nexus.
Yeah.
Where you can't have everything. You must sacrifice something somewhere.
Right. And so what you're giving up if you choose choice comeback, which you can choose, it's legal. What you choose to give up is 1 green, almost certainly is gone. So if any of those mid-game tools, you just have to run a green Ricky. You have no choice. There's no other Ricky. Okay, so just make peace with that now. But you do lose a lot of your green easing tools from the mid-game, and you can't really option into more green than outside of the Ricky because it becomes anti-synergistic, and you need to leave enough room for the blue cards that you will inevitably be wanting to run. More specifically, like your only stock swap is blue. You have to run it, and so every deck is blue by default.
Yeah. And also, like, you can switch the Brainstormer for a red Brainstormer. That's also salvage. It also gives power somehow. It gives your middle position slot plus 500. So, like, there's red that can be configured in.
Yeah.
But you still need blue anyways.
Right. That's the biggest problem is that if you, assuming you're going to want to have the ability to stock swap, which you probably should at least show your opponent that you can, otherwise you will lose to every Bang Dream opponent you face. You have to play blue. There's no other way. And so unless you're interested in constructing a 4-color deck, which do not do that. Do not try.
Especially not in a set that does not have a level swap.
Or Rico.
Or Rico.
Yeah.
Not a real one.
No.
It's a level 1 that only discards characters. It's not Rico.
That's really, it becomes really cumbersome if you don't have good tools to manage it.
Yeah.
So I think I agree. One of those two builds is the build. Obviously we've like circled around this whole problem the whole time, but that's what it is. So
yeah. But yeah, I think I've tried playing with early play healing, in like the 8-choice build, and what would happen more often than not, again, which like in the infinite low tier deck building Torment Nexus, which I've already come to the conclusion of before, which you can even confirm for yourself, I'm nearly 99% certain, is that if you spend stock on early play healing, what happens is you get to level 3 anyway without enough stock to double, and you'll kill yourself. So, nice job.
I think we can still run it, just maybe not in significant quantities. And
it's already not, but I guess it's more of like, I guess for me, maybe it's just like deciding when it's even worth playing.
I think
and maybe it's just not that often.
The standard emergency slams is basically way behind or way ahead.
Yeah,
Those are the two zones for it.
Pretty much.
Because if the game's competitive, then you want the 2-1 more than you want the 3-2 at most stages of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it's nice to have the option way behind or way ahead. Even Alice ran like one early play healer to say that,
sure.
Like, okay, hypothetically, I can cast this to gain an HP.
And so the funny thing then is of like, for the heavy cost of a shittier finisher, for the Akira top end build, you get Gate, and I cannot stress enough, having Gate in your build solves many problems in your life.
Gate is just Gate
is a lovely climax to have in your builds.
It's the Wish.com version of treasure, but but certainly better than not having either one. In fact, every time I play a deck that has neither one, I'm discomforted by the fact that I frequently will not have climaxes that I want. Even when I play treasure, I sometimes get discomforted by that.
Exactly. And it's like, and you don't have to have 8, 9, 10 stock going into the finishing turn to proc your finisher. You just do like a little bit of board management here and there, and like 6 stock will get you there, right?
Right, yeah. The risk of the choice finisher is it is very resource intensive and opens you up to like wombo, like stock swap wombo, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And stock swap wombo's never been more possible. Where it's just like these 20% Big Dream creatures all have You Can Do It bread. They don't even have Buds for Luck. They're all bandwagoning it. They don't fucking own Buds for Luck. They have You Can Do It bread. And that's what you can get slammed with.
Yeah, I mean, you could always adopt the Bochi the Rock player's strategy of never facing Bang Dream except for one time in the entire event. And then at that point, it's not really a problem because you just didn't face it. Which is very cool.
True.
And
that's
good,
true.
Yeah, great.
Really sick times there. Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah,
sure.
It is something to be aware of if your finisher is very resource intensive. So.
It is. And so
there's another reason to play an early play healer.
Yeah, true.
You get yourself out of the psycho.
Yeah, but that's the thing
psycho
too.
Death Rage.
Right. But that's also the thing. It's like if I play the healer, I get myself out of the psycho stock swap. Now I don't have a finisher. Right.
Yeah, or less so. Yeah.
Or much less so for sure, because it's like 2 packets. So you get 1, 2, and then swing 3 times, right? Then it's not exactly
even 2 of them finisher. Is fine, right? Like,
but you need 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if you don't get to if you walk into your turn with 7 stock, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And there's no way around that, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's kind of the options.
Mid-tier Torment Nexus. Exactly.
The mid-tier Torment Nexus, bro. I love my mid-tier Torment Nexus.
This is exactly the right phrasing for it.
Yeah.
This is basically me every time I try to build a deck for Persona 3.
Yeah. Nice.
Except with even fewer options.
Even fewer options somehow? Yeah.
Equally painful, just even worse coping, where you're just like, it's just never gonna work, is it?
So it's either I continue the Review mid-tier Torment Nexus, or I take Slime, and then if and when I like eat to level 3 with a single Xion in hand, I'll just off myself again.
Yeah.
Banger.
Try not to do that.
Try not to do that. It would be great if I didn't do that. Yeah. Try not to die a lot. But yeah. And finally, alternatively, the amount of joy that I would have if I even like made it to top cut with like Nana Akira would just be like to the moon. Dude, I love gambling. and it's through playing card games or like Balatro or TFT instead that I'm not just like a broke motherfucker like out in the street like begging for change. Cause man, do I love gambling.
Yeah. So there you go. That's much like every good therapy session. It's meant for you to take it back and introspect on it, and then come to the conclusions that you need to come to.
Yes.
But hopefully, we discussed it in a way that is helpful. And
True.
For the listeners, if you're in a mid-tier Torment Nexus. Because
at the very least,
the problem is that you love a deck that is not high tier meta.
And I will say, I know that I said in a previous episode that I should probably just put the Bane Dream in the bag. And after like playing some of it and then playing like decks I enjoy playing, there is nothing that can happen that will make me put Bane Dream in the bag at this point.
Yeah.
I just can't make myself do it. I just don't want to do it.
That's fine. I won't play Slime.
Yeah. True.
I won't. I don't care. Yeah. I'm sitting here advocating for it.
Yeah. You're like trying to push me into it. And you're like, but
I would never.
Me? I would never. Oh,
I can't. We have a man has to stand for something, or he'll fall for anything. Okay.
And what is that? What do you stand for? What is that?
I've been hating that set for years. If I go back on it now, not only will I be a two-faced, but I also be a coward on top of it. And I won't be both. So you will never see me playing that in a tournament. I don't care what the language is, what the meta is. Nothing could make me do it. Nothing. That deck is my enemy. Forever.
Hell yeah. So, we'll see.
Meanwhile, two of my favorite people in the Weiss Schwarz community are both just the hardest slime stands in the universe, and one makes me want to kill myself.
I mean, I feel like at this point I'm just the review stand, right? So,
Reformed.
Yeah, reformed.
Reformed. Now I'm reconvincing you to do it again.
Yeah. You're trying to. I don't know if you'll succeed.
This guy literally played slime at the last event he went to. I'm just...
No, 2 events ago. The last event I went to, I played Review.
Oh, yeah. 2 events, right? Pasadena, right? Do you play slime?
I did. I played Wind Choice Slime. That's true. I did. And that was fun. It's a fine deck.
Yeah. Anyway.
Could play that. Yeah.
Don't.
No,
I hate that deck.
You hate that deck?
Just put the mirror on the bag. It's
okay.
not hard.
yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. But yes. Well, we'll see. But for now, that is all for us today. First episode of the new year. You know it had to be some ambitious deck building. You know it had to be some absolute review deck kerfufflery. And some slime and engagement on top of it.
Honestly, if the one thing that we could accomplish as a podcast, if we could manage to pull it off, is to somehow get the people who created or propagate Review Starlight to acknowledge and be aware of the amount of times we've referenced this shit, like and inordinate to the amount of times we've referenced anything else. If anything, it's a Review Starlight podcast that features Weiss Schwarz.
I'm just waiting on my new set,
Yeah.
Like I need the new set. I need Eminence to be good.
Yeah.
I need Eminence to be good.
There are a lot of us in that corner.
want to get into a new set and really enjoy playing it, okay?
I just want to
I need Eminence to be good. Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm too much of a Johnny now, right? This is effectively the Johnny corner. We've had Spike corner. This is the Johnny corner.
Yeah.
And the problem is I'm like there's something about my competitive drive that is like really leaning in towards not just win, but win with this specific thing.
Yeah.
And God, wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
And like I can't pull myself out of it enough. Like I have to deck build.
Yeah.
I have to deck build something and take it and try with it. And that's just my character flaw at this time.
Well, I'm old enough now to know that I don't have as much time to screw around as anybody else, so I have to just slam the meta decks into the bag. But what I will also do is I love deck building, and I hate it when a deck is too pushed. And it removes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I took Bunny Girl to Worlds, so best believe I'll take 45 guaranteed cards plus 5 choices. Like, I won't like it.
No, for sure.
I'll do it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll be back in about 3 weeks when I took Nana Akira to Duluth, and I gamble exactly one person to death and then go 1-6 just like Pasadena. And well, I think I went 2. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Either way, and I'll still have had a better time somehow than the Wind Choice Slime list because just gambling with Akira gives me such life that it's crazy. You've never lived until you've stuck the damage with Akira before milling out their bottom 8 cards, where it's like, I would agree with you, Steven, that it would be turbo shit if it was single icy, or like it was like old so they made it like pay for icy once spicy tail, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's icy tail twice. Mill your 8 cards now And like, whenever I'm playing against somebody, like, they're playing Bang Dream, they're playing, you know, whatever, Oshi No Ko, they have compression, and they take a 3 before the 8 comes down milling, brother, die. That gives me life.
If the packets weren't all one packet, maybe I would be better with it.
Really? Double icy, double spicy. That you would have been okay with that.
I just don't want all of it to be in one packet.
Why would it be? It's 2 packets. Steve.
No, I know it's 2 packets, but it's 2
potential packets. Yeah, true. It's
Yeah.
2 gambles.
I want like I just make it Aki. Okay, just make it Aki. I'll play it if it's Aki.
Yeah, Aki is the only.
I don't want to
icy
hear.
tail
Yeah,
that
I'll
you
play
would
it if
ever
it's.
play.
I played it when it was I played it when it was Aki.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the icy tail preference that I have here.
Yeah,
it needs
yeah,
to just
yeah.
fucking work. I don't want to hear.
Is 8 cards not working?
Yeah.
Just
Just sounds like on reverse burn one with a whole bunch of extra text around it.
Yeah. Hey, burn one into penalty. You know, that's
You could die to that for sure.
yeah. But regardless, that's it for us today here at the refresh point. Next show, is it going to be before or after Duluth? Well, probably after, given Duluth is next weekend.
Yes.
Ouch. Man. All right.
So
We'll see you after Duluth, gamers.
and we'll know how well Ben did.
If I go positive, I'll be happy.
I will absolutely be there, and I'll be playing. So
That's true. What are you playing? Nope. Can't wrap up yet. What are you playing, buddy?
what's amazing about all this is that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know it doesn't, but what are you playing?
I don't
For
know.
fun.
We'll
For
have
the
to,
boys.
What I will say is I'm not going to throw a tournament, so I paid to be here. I'm going to try and do well. So it will be off meta, certainly. And
Right.
it needs to at least have an idea of what to do against the meta, so
Wow.
we'll
He doesn't want to put it out there?
no, we're going to keep it.
Wow.
That way, when you come up to me at the event, you'll be like, "What are you playing, Steve?" And I'll show it to you, and you'll be like, "Holy crap, what is wrong with you?"
And that's it for our show for today. So tune in next time after your next deck out. And don't you forget to take the refresh point.